Steve, thanks for having us out here at the Clark County Shooting Park.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Obviously, you're no stranger to the shooting community here in Clark County, but at the same time, you have a new challenge here. 6 months on the job. How's it been going for you up here?
It's been going good. It's after so many years in the private sector, I've been in this type of business in 2 different locations over the past 25 years, and in the private sector, and so there's been an adjustment. Kind of a reorientation for me at this stage of my life, kind of learning the way of doing things with the county government, and it's been very educational. I'm doing homework again, enjoying it. I've always accepted a challenge, and we have such a wonderful facility here to work with that, I mean, we know there's great things ahead for here, and I'm trying to carry on the dream of a lot of guys that's put a lot of hard work into this way before me, so I'm happy to be here.
Ultimately, this will be the largest shooting park in the country, some 2,900 acres.
Well, as far as ground goes, it certainly is, and if we get to full build-out down the road, I mean, we can just offer, you know, something that really nobody else in the country has, and that's our goal, and I think we're pretty well on track for that.
Tell us about some of the amenities for someone that's never been out here before. What can they expect? What type of facilities are out here, Steve?
Well, we have world-class trap and skeet fields. I mean, you can look at the construction that was done on these fields, and one of the comments that we get from people that come from around the country, they've just never seen anything built so precisely and that looks so nice and that's so impressive when you look down the line at the trap and skeet fields, and of course the buildings and the landscaping, everything that goes along with that. And of course a first-class rifle pistol facility and education center, the campgrounds with all the amenities that campers need, and then of course just an unprecedented view. We have about a 270-degree view here of the mountains around us in the city of Las Vegas.
You touched on that, your host program. I know that's something very unique. Just a mile or so where we are, you have 30 or 40 campsites set aside. And
the camper host program, it's a tremendous program, well thought out ahead of time, and for instance, this fall, starting probably about the first part of October, all 30 spaces will be occupied. And it's a host work program in return for a full hookup campsite. It's a nice shaded spot, everything they need. They have laundry rooms down there and areas where they can get together. But we have a 15-hour a week per host that goes to maintenance of the property to help us keep the place the way that it works. So that's been really invaluable to us, and our maintenance fellows work with the host people and schedule their work routine up here. And we've also been able to expand it some and found out that a lot of our hosts have some type of shooting background. They heard about us at a shooting facility or heard what we have here. And so we've also been cross-training them to become scorekeepers for events that we can offer out here. We get different groups to come in and put on a trap shoot or a skeet shoot, boarding clay shoot. We're going to have resident trained scorekeepers, professionals right here for them. Nobody else in the country can offer that.
You talked about some of the specialized group. I know there's, for example, the Women of High Caliber. You're always trying to get juniors, trying to get women, trying to get any types of groups out here as opposed to just the individual shooters like we have today.
Well, that's exactly right. You know, especially in the women's market right now, there's a tremendous amount of women out there that are probably handgun owners, maybe fairly recently purchased a handgun, but haven't really gotten that experienced with it. And we've got a lady that's helped us put together this Ladies of High Caliber. And anyway, they're going to start the end of September. I believe it's on September 29th. It's a Thursday evening, and they're going to meet every Thursday night, or every last Thursday of the month, right through, I believe they're scheduled through June. And so September 29th will be the kickoff night for that. I know on our website there's information there for, I believe I said Ladies of High Caliber, it's actually Women of High Caliber. They're looking for all the interest they can get. They had 71 people already signed up for this the last I heard. And we will provide a room for them where they can have guest speakers, have their get-togethers. People will bring out women's shooting accessories. And then our range safety officers and staff will work with this group each Thursday night. I believe they're going to meet at 6 o'clock, and then at 7 we shut down to the public. And then they will actually have their event from like 7 to 8 o'clock approximately. So it'll be like a private function, but they're looking for all kinds of new people that are interested to come into that.
You touched on women. How about juniors, teens, and things like that? Shooting is becoming more and more popular. Yes, all the time, right, Steve?
Recreational shooting is definitely on the rise, and the thing that we think is going to go right along with the Women of High Caliber, we have interest from the 4-H program, and so what we're trying to do is merge these two where mothers can bring their kids out, and we have a 4-H program going on at the same time that mom can participate in the women's high caliber. And so that's all scheduled. We're looking at some other programs called First Step, that really gets brand new people out here. And there's another program for ladies called Annie Oakley that we hope to get kicked off pretty quick. As far as here on the shotgun area, we already have a Scholastic Clay Target group that shoots out here with us once a month called the Clay Breakers. It's very well established here in the valley. And then we had a tournament this just in the last month, I believe it was July 14th through the 17th, where we drew a group from California called the California Youth Group. And they come over for a 3-day tournament over here in July, and there was about 200 shooters, kids that are in that group. And with them come about 600 parents and grandparents and support crew. And we've already heard back they'll be with us again next year, I believe the end of June, and to expect twice as many. And then I believe our state championship for our own Scholastic group is going to be merged with that. So a lot of junior activity too.
Nice, fantastic. Tell us about the archery component out here, Steve.
The archery component is still in kind of the beginning phase. We haven't got it as far along as we want to. As funds become available, it will develop more. But we have a nice 20-point firing range, all covered down there. Of course, it's available the same hours as the rest of the facility. And we just recently went to 10 o'clock at night for it. We just started that last week, as a matter of fact. The Shotgun Center is open for trap, skeet, and 5-stand till 10 p.m. on Wednesday night to the public. The archery range is open till 10 p.m. to the public on Wednesday night. And starting next week on August 24th, the rifle pistol range is going to be open till 10 p.m. on Wednesday night, at least for a while. We're going to give that a test run. It takes a little more staff to operate the rifle pistol range. We want to keep everything safe up there, but we want to see kind of what response we get from the public to be open up there on a Wednesday night till 10 o'clock as well.
Steve, in these challenging economic times, you're using grant sources and different types of funding. In fact, just over here, you're just telling us about the sporting clay component that will be built here. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the funding for building this entire facility come from Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act, and this was where when property was hitting $250,000, $300,000 an acre in the valley here, a lot of BLM property was put up for auction, converted to sale to public for developers, for private developers. And that money, of course, went back in BLM General Fund, and a lot of the help of Harry Reid was to get that money back out here for projects that the public could benefit from in southern Nevada. And this one was one of the recipients of those. So that money has been used to build this facility. The property was transferred from BLM to Clark County to develop a shooting range out here. And the sporting clay course that'll be coming in next year, the money is already in place in that from those same funds to cover that. But we're about at the end of that. There's a little bit comes due that is available to apply for, I should say, in what they call the SNPLA money. It's the Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act. There's a little bit that we might still be able to help complete some other things we're trying to do out here, but those funds have gotten very tight in the last few years with the general downturn in the economy.
You have a fantastic staff out here, and I think maybe a lot of people in the shooting community, of course, know you. You're in the Trap Shooting Hall of Fame for some 15 years. It'd be like having Andre Agassi teach tennis or Jack Nicklaus teach you golf, is what the opportunity is for folks that come out here to pick your skills, sir.
Well, one of the things, I haven't gotten really involved in the lesson out here myself and giving the lesson stuff, because I've been very tied up in the administrative functions and getting caught up with county processes that I need to know. And however, we did start a Learn to Shoot program back in March of this year. I had been here about a month, and this is one of the first things I wanted to get established, was a way for people to come out and learn at least the basics of a game. So we started a Learn to Shoot program for trap and skeet back in March. In June, we added 22 rifle and archery to that. And so anybody can come out. We offer these from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings. The lesson is absolutely complimentary. It costs you nothing. You'll end up spending about 30 minutes with one of our instructors out here. The only thing you pay is a $7 day fee if you're using the rifle, pistol, or archery range, or you would pay your $6 per 25 targets for trap or skeet. You just pay for whatever inventory that you use, but the instruction is absolutely free.
So it's a bargain, and once again, in these tough times, people are looking for recreation, and they've got it right here at the Clark County Shooting Range.
We're making new customers literally every day. We get new people responding to those ads. The other thing that we have is league activity. A Wednesday night trap league that they've had out here for about a year now. I believe there's about 160 shooters in it every Wednesday night on the trap fields. And that particular league, it's the beauty of league is you only have to find one new person, and he finds his other 4 people or teams. And it's a handicap type league where you don't have to be a great shooter. You know, it's very set up very much like a bowling league where you get a target spot instead of a pin spot. And so your average may be 12 out of 25 or 15 out of 25. You can still help your team by means of the target spot, and it's very social. It's meant to be a lot of fun. It's light competition, and leagues just have the ability to grow and grow and grow and grow. And hopefully within the next year we'll have a rimfire handgun league up at the rifle pistol range. We'll have an archery league down at the archery center, because everything we have here is fully lit up with world-class lighting.
All right. Well, thanks for having us out here, and continued success.
Well, thanks so much for having me on.